I am the chair, and I'd like to tell you that as young people, the best thing that we need today is mentorship. And the good news is that we have people that have dedicated their time and their resources to work with us this journey of mentorship. Many of us went through schools, but there are certain things that are never taught in class. And the good news is that through this series, we are going to get a number of those things. I would like to recognize the different people on call. I would like to start by you, our participants online. I'd like to say welcome. If you've not registered for the series, please register. I'll ask Dennis to share the link on call so that everyone can register. I'd like to recognize our leader, DRR Emmanuel Lukea, the District Rotary representative of District 9213, who will be speaking to us in the near future. I'd like to recognize the District Executive Secretary, Rotarian Gerald Dubai, who will also share with us at an opportune time. Amidst us, we have the Rotary Prime Chair, District 9213, Rotarian Phyllis Kwesiga Kobchin. We have our good friend, Rotarian Judith. Good to have you here. We have our speaker who will be introduced very soon, also here. We have the President of Presidents, President Dorothy Cheine, the President of the Rotary Club of Maisha. We have the District Youth Services Chair, Rotarian Charles Kiza Wanga. I have seen the District Rotaract Treasurer, my good friend Nasa. We have the President of the Rotary Club of Kampala Central. We will continue with the protocol. I don't want to take a lot of time this morning because our time is fast spent. At this time and moment, I'd like to invite the District Youth Services Chair, Rotarian Charles Luanga Kiza, to come and speak to us and tell us why the mentorship series. Why are we having them at this time? And what should we expect for the next couple of months? Ladies and gentlemen, Rotarian Charles Kiza Luanga.
Thank you very much, our chair. The participants online, the district officials, DS, High District Protection Officer, DRR, and DRRE, and all online. Protocol observed and governed. I start by greetings and welcome to the 2023 Youth Mentorship Series. The Youth Mentorship Series, they are organized for purpose of making sure that we, as youth, we build ourselves in terms of our professional, business, and leadership skills. So the main purpose of our Youth Mentorship Series will be to empower the younger people with these skills of communication skills, people management skills, and the time management skills and leadership. And secondly, also to provide the business skills, business establishment and management skills. And all this, we have organized very good mentors in the side of business, well-skilled business people who can give us tips. We have organized professional people who will also give us tips. We intend also to have one-to-one during when we form teams. And another is to identify ourselves. It is one part of it to be working, but when you have a different passion. So these seminars are going to help you to identify your passion. What is your passion? You may be an engineer, but when your passion is about marketing. So we need for you to identify your passion so that we are able to achieve our objective. And another one is about to develop our charisma and to start to manage our business, to see investment opportunities, and also to manage our finances well. This will help us as youth to be able to start surviving in this world, the world of economy. Then we need to know that we should not neglect anything. Whatever you do, you should have an aim. Therefore, by building your career, by building your business, by building whatever you do, it will make you live. Theory, we're going to practice, and that will help us to close our mentorship series. At the end, we shall have an award of certificates for those who have fully participated, and this will be depending on your full participation. I thank you so much. Let's be together in this journey of mentorship series. We are going to get a lot. We are going to know our passion. We are going to know ourselves. We are going to develop our leadership skills, our business skills, how we invest as small as we are, and we can manage all our finances, and even to have opportunities to grow in our career. Thank you so much. I hand over to the MC for the next.
Thank you very much, Reverend Charles. For the friends on call, our technical team is sorting the chat issue. In the meantime, you can be using the question and answer button will be able to receive whatever you're saying. And at this juncture, I'd like to invite Douglas, Dr. Douglas, to come and introduce to us the district Rotary representative who will speak to us and share with us what mentorship and what we are to see. We also like to recognize the presence of our district governor at Kakembo Suga. Thank you for being here. Thank you for putting this together. Douglas, please.
Good morning, friends. Thank you so much for joining us. I am happy to introduce our district representative. Our district representative is Emmanuel Kera. And is a director at Gweton for tailored suits and luxury wear, plus at Gweton School uniforms. He joined Rotary fraternity in 2013, the past president of the Inter Club of Nadia SS Bongo. He joined Rotary in 2015 and is a past president of the Rotary Club of Macquarie University. In 2018, he transferred to the Rotary Club of Kampala City, where he has served bulletin officer and as an advisor to the past and the present boards. Manuel is a graduate of the Rotary Youth Leadership Institute and a promoter of the Rotary Learning Center. Rotary has since 2019 served at district level in various roles and as assistant district Rotary representative. He also served as chair for the Rotary District 9213 Manual Committee and as vice chair and treasurer of the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards for the Rotary year 2021-2022. He has also served as district executive secretary for the last Rotary year. Rotary Emmanuel always looks forward to networking and inspiration while collectively and positively impacting the world. His favorite area of focus is economic community development. A fourth born of 7, Lukela loves to write and play the piano. His favorite quote is, "History will be kind to me, for I intend to write it." Sir Winston Churchill. Friends, join me to welcome our district representative.
Thank you very much, Douglas, for the introduction. And a very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our district governor, Edward Kakembo, all our fellow leaders present here today, my brothers and sisters, the instructors, all our guests online. I'm very happy to be here this morning to witness the launch of this very wonderful Rotary Youth Mentorship Series. And I would like to first start by bringing greetings from Toro, where I have been for the last 1 week. The instructors in that part of our district send you their warm regards and wish you the very best. The Rotary Youth Mentorship Series are very important to us instructors because they fit directly into our first goal, which is professional leadership development. And like I always share with you, my friends, it is important for us as young people to get better every day of our lives. Every day should be something different for you as a leader, professional, and as a business person. Getting better, in brief, should be a way of life for all of us. So I'm very happy that we're going to utilize the various sessions that have been organized for us by the District Youth Services team, led by Rotarian Charles and the he's working with to ensure that we learn, get better, and after that, share other people, because knowledge is best utilized when shared with those that are close to us. I would like to encourage you to attend all the sessions starting today and until December, and of course also sign up for the RAILA when the communication is fully out. Behind very auspicious for a wonderful of learning and getting better. And I wish you all the very best and good morning.
Another round of applause to Ara. Now, there is a gentleman called Genos. He says, if you don't know where you're going, ask. Some of you must have gone through the ICDL training. Ladies and gentlemen, our mentor today is the country manager, ICDL facilitator. He's been here for a while, but because he is a mentor, I will not speak quite a lot about him. Maybe he should also mentor us about how we should introduce ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, our mentor is Michael Niitegeka, who is a Rotarian in his own right, but he ventures into mentorship. Welcome, Michael.
My Governor Edward, and the entire Rotary fraternity. My good friend asked for my CV. I said, I'm Michael Niitegeka, Rotarian, and he has really delivered to make sure that thank you very much. I totally appreciate it. He said a couple of things that I look young. Yes, I do. And I intend to keep that way. Saturday, I was in Hoima. I ran 50 kilometers, so I can claim to be young in all aspects. I was asked to speak about thriving in the workplace. And I'm going to do this in a very light way, because sometimes events like this, we tend to use quite a lot of lingua and jargon and leave people lost in translation. The first thing is really to set the context. That for anybody who is in the world of work right now, or who wants to join the world of work, is the realization that we are in a time when our world of work is extremely volatile. That the jobs that were present 10 years ago, or the jobs that we used to come and tell our children in school, be a lawyer, be an engineer, be XYZ, they're still there, they're still present, but those jobs are changing very fast, extremely fast. So it's extremely volatile. So the world of work that we're going to be in, or we are part of, is extremely volatile. We can't run away from it. But also the world of work has become extremely uncertain. Extremely uncertain. And the reason I'm raising this is that not long ago, we've had artificial intelligence come into the world of work. And we are talking about GPT. And we are yet to see what that actually means and what that can deliver. We are just beginning to test what artificial intelligence is able to offer to us. And so we are living in a very uncertain, and not to scare you, but we're living in very uncertain times. The introduction of the electronic court management system in this country is going to have quite a number of typical standard court clerks, to the extent possible, redundant. Why? Because lawyers are going to be required and will be filing right from wherever they are. Or Michael, as an individual, I can choose to go into the court management system and submit what I want to be submitted if I have a reason to submit. And so we're living in a very uncertain time. Technology is changing quite a number of things that we've been working with. And so for the young ones, or for the people that are joining into the world of work, it is not acceptable for you to join this world of work and you're illiterate when it comes to technology. It is not acceptable. Why? Because that's what is going to define how you operate. The third component that we're operating in is a very complex, very, very, very complex. Complex in the sense that our jobs are no longer defined by geography. Right now, I am working with young people. I have trained young people through Refactory that are working with companies in the US. But I am pretty sure there are quite a number of people here that are hiring their jobs out to other jurisdictions because they don't care who does the work. All they want is the work done. And that's one of the things that we've seen actively happen. I know for a fact that I have quite a number of inquiries at Refactory, and I'll tell you what Refactory is as we come to this end, that companies out of the US, companies out of Germany are asking us, Michael, we want talent. And they're also telling us visas are not a requirement. Why? All they need is a device and good connection. So we're living in a very complex web. Complex in the sense that what is relevant today will be irrelevant tomorrow. Why? Because I no longer need it in the ecosystem. I can find it from somewhere else. And the fourth is what I would call an ambiguous world. Ambiguous in the sense that we're living in a time when quite a number of things are becoming quite ambiguous. That what is standard here may not necessarily be standard elsewhere. I mean, just see what Elon Musk has been able to do to Twitter. And we thought he was mad. And many of us still think he's mad. When Elon Musk took over Twitter, he asked all the software developers to show him the amount of code they have been working on in the last 6 months. And all he was asking is, show me your level of productivity. That's all. So we are at a time when storytelling is going to be history. If you're going to be part of this world that we are dealing with, you are just going to have to work. Now, what are the three things that I'd like to leave you with as I bring this to a close? And as I share this, I'm going also to chip in and share parts of my story. Number one is agility. Agility. I've never studied IT, but for the last 16 years, I've been in the IT world. I have no single qualification in IT. But I lead a software academy called Refactory. We've trained 500 young people and 88% of them are working. And we've taken them from all walks of life. You don't need to have studied IT for you to join our program. We've taken guys who have dropped out at senior 6. They're now hired as software engineers in Stanbic Bank, FlyHub. We've taken guys who have dropped out at university and they were hired as software engineers and have gone back to complete their software engineering. Are you agile? It was evident for me that technology was going to define a number of things. So I went in and delved in to understand how technology can contribute, but try to understand the business side of technology. And as we speak now, everybody will say the IT expert, but if you ask for my papers, I won't show up. But that's the other thing. Papers only get you to the door. What you do after that is totally something else. So I encourage all of us to have the level of agility, to acquire a skill that will take you beyond that door to have that conversation. Is it public speaking? Is it communication as in writing? What is it that you're going to do that will put you to the front? The second is resilience. Because you're in a world that is volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous, you have to have the resilience. It is not easy. Let no one tell you that it is, you're going to, people will say, just focus on your passion. Wapi, guys, it is hard, it is work. And many times I've asked myself, this thing I'm working on, this entity I'm trying to build that is not defined. The factory is a bit ambiguous. People ask me, what are you doing? It's a software academy. And they're like, okay, so are you regulated by National Council of Higher Education? No. What do you do with skill? And then after, you go and work. Do you give certificates? Yeah, if you want it. Why? Because I can tell you the truth. 99% of the people that I've hired our people have not asked for the certificate. They have told me, Michael, can you find me 5 people? Go. And whether it is here or Europe or any other market. And that's the world that we're in. So resilience is going to be critical. You have to be resilient. You're going to put in the work. You're going to put in the time. And then finally, is that you're going to have to be a student for life. I borrowed this quote from somewhere else. I had it at this conference. And this gentleman said, in the school of success, there's no graduation. So you've graduated, thrown a big party, but life has just started. You're now in the school of life, school of success. So you're going to be a lifelong learner. I am learning right now. I'm learning about artificial intelligence. I'm learning about machine learning. Why? Because I'm trying to look for money to set up a machine learning program in Uganda. But for me to be able to convince the donors, I need to be able to speak the language. And finally, friends, one thing I've come to learn is that in this world of work, like I said, your qualification will take you to the door. But what you do after that is something totally different. Master the language. I'm in IT because I learned the language. I invested, I learned, and I was able to communicate. When you're able to communicate, people allow you in because you can be part of them. If you're not able to communicate, you can't be part of them. So language is powerful. You could be the most experienced, you could be the most technical person, but you can't speak. Nobody will find you. And I'm pretty sure my good friend, President Charles, picked on me because he has had me say a few things. Not because I am the most great person in the club, which I think I am, but because gray. No, we compete with that one. We can compare this. But the essence, the key thing for me is that language is powerful because language is strength. When you're able to speak, people are able to listen to you. When they're able to listen to you, they're able to give you an opportunity. And so for all of us that are joining this program and are part of this program, I really want to encourage you to maximize the opportunity that has been given to you. Don't try to be a Michael, no. Try to be yourself. I'll end with a story. When I just left Makerere in 2013, a student reached out to me and said, I want to talk to you. I'm like, okay, you want to talk to me? He says, yes, I really, really want to talk to you. Okay. I drove back to Makerere. I had a meeting with him. And when he came in, he said, thank you for allowing me to talk to you. I said, my pleasure. I was even confused. What is happening here? He says, how can I be like you? I said, wow, what a compliment. I said, why? He says, I like the way you take yourself. I like the way you position. I like everything. I said, well, I'm going to disappoint you. Don't be like me. Be yourself. Because in each one of us is greatness. He says, but I said, you can learn a few things from me, but you can't be me. So choose to learn and apply that works for you and use it in your own way and create your own you. Don't be me. Friends, there are many of us who are living other people's lives. And that's quite unfortunate. But we get to realize much later that I was actually not supposed to be a David in Subu. Much later, you realize that actually your passion is in totally something else, that what God created you for is totally something else. So I'll challenge all of us to be ourselves and be the very best of ourselves. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, young Michael. It's always a pleasure and an honor to have you speak to us. There's this gentleman called Albert Einstein. He says education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. One of the things you should anticipate in this mentorship series is the training of the minds to think. Michael, once again, I want to thank you for the presentation, but there are questions, I understand there are questions on call. Could you give us the questions on call, Chayan Wanji? And for those of you on call, I've seen a question which says that is the mentorship limited to Rotaractors? No. Mentorship is open to every young people out there. It's open. Please ask as many of them to join. In fact, the Rotaractors have everyday access to this. The question is that, do they use the opportunity? I don't know. But they have the opportunity. Yes, Rotary Francis, the question.
Yes, thank you very much, Alan. I have a few here. One of them, though, is concerned how to register. Please just send through a chat and we'll be able to record that. The second one says, thank you very much, team. My question is, some of the youth have the individual projects ongoing. Is there any chance of support?
Thank you very much for those questions. Individual projects. I'll invite someone to answer that. But in the meantime, I'd like to invite dear Emma. How do I become a Rotaractor? Since you're the chief Rotaractor, how about you tell us how we become Rotaractors? Welcome. Let the questions keep coming as dear steps forward to tell us how we can.
Every young person out there is welcome to become a Rotaractor, because Rotaract is an organization of young people that aim at unity. Membership into Rotaract is by invitation, and these days invitation might be verbal, might be or you might find just something that represents us as Rotaract and then get interested. But for those of us that are online today, just reply in that chat where you stay or where you work, and somebody from a club close to you will get in touch with you to guide you on how you can join them by sharing your number or anything in that line. So please go to your chat, respond, just put in where you are as a young person. If you can't chat, then the team here will reach out to you and connect you to a club that is next to you. And then you can go ahead and become a Rotaractor. Alternatively, you can go to Facebook, Twitter, type Rotaract Club of, and then the area where you stay, or an area that is close to you, and something will pop up as a club next to you, and then you'll be able to send them a direct message and then get started on becoming a Rotaractor, because you're missing out on a lot of good things. I hope that answers the question. Thank you.
Thank you, DRR. Someone told me that DRR is Dr. R. DRR is the district Rotaract representative. He is the leader of Rotaractors in a district. Unfortunately, he has not told us whether the district is Wakiso or Mpiji. But the district is a designated area by Rotary International. And for this case, our district is District 9213. It's not Wakiso, Mpiji, or Masaka. Though the DRR is a very proud Catholic from Masaka, Uganda Catholic from Masaka. I'd like to respond to a question about individual projects that are ongoing. Support. Please attend the mentorship series. Make sure you attend fully. One of our partners, Private Sector Foundation, will be answering that question as we go on with the series. So be sure not to miss the answer when Private Sector Foundation is here. Friends, do we have any question in here? We have a question on call. Yes, Francis.
Yes, we have another question. Kakula Frank Rock Chitante is asking, what's the name of the skilling agency Rotarian Michael runs, and how does one join? Then Anonymous says, well done team. They appreciate the work. And then they're asking if they want to attend physically, can we start with regions so that people can attend these sessions physically? And then the other question is from Mark Kayemba. He asks, as a young creative in graphics design, how can one get access to creative opportunities to help them grow in this competitive market? That's it for now.
Thank you, Michael.
And Alan, as you proceed, yes, I would like to tell the participants once again, we are running a Q&A, not a chat. And when you ask your question or when you post it in Q&A, we actually see it and we ask the panelists to respond to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis. Let Michael answer the other question. I'm sure right now people on call are seeing a white shirt and someone of color.
Why do you want me to get violent in the morning? Yeah, so the organization is called Refactory. So RE, then Factory. The website is refactory.ug. That's the organization, the program. We run majorly software engineering, and we take on people. The oldest we've taken on is 56 years old. Yeah, and for him, he wanted to challenge himself. 3 months program, and once you've gone with the 3 months, you can then go into our 6 months bootcamp if you're interested. And then we get you into the world of work. What we also do is that when we started the program, there was the whole question of, we originally thought we were going to support persons who are interested in software engineering, who have done IT. And out of a random trial, honestly, there was a young lady who tweeted and said, who was a journalist, who asked and said, how difficult is it to learn how to write code? And that's really software engineering language. And so I sent her the link, and she applied. In March 2019, she enrolled. She applied on a Saturday. The program was starting on a Monday. In November, she was hired as a software developer with a company in Liverpool, UK. And since 2019, she's been working as a software developer. She had no background in IT. And from then on, we decided we don't require, your degree is an added advantage, like you can speak better English, but it won't put you ahead of anybody else, because we've seen people have done 4 years of software engineering, and they're as humbled as the ones who have never done anything in IT. So we start everybody from ground zero. And so we encourage, for those that are already working, we have an evening program. It's slightly longer because you're working. So visit our website. There are all types of programs that we have there. Those that are not interested in software engineering and you're a fine artist, you're a graphics person, we have programs like user interface, user experience engineering. So there are quite a number of programs that you can get from there. And of course, it is a paid program, but I can tell you probably in the next 4 months or 3 months, we should be rolling out a program that is going to target young women, people with disabilities, as well as refugees, and people from less advantaged communities. So there will be that opportunity. So keep checking our social media channels. Alan, I hope I've done a good job.
Thank you very much, Michael. I've just asked someone to bring me something else I can step on so that people can be able to see that I'm also here. Friends, I'd like to invite, see, I was very much aware of my color. That's why I got a white shirt, something like that. The podium is also around there. But now I also promise you that I'll be bringing people that are going to speak to you will also be a little more of color. So I want to invite a friend, President of Presidents at Dorothy, to come and just give us a nice breaker before our next speaker is introduced. Ladies and gentlemen, when you see President Dorothy here, you're going to believe that, yeah. And I'm balancing the color. And please keep those questions coming. Michael did just tell you that attending this mentorship series fully is one of the things that could possibly lead you to the refractory program mentorship. Please make sure you attend them fully. Welcome, Dorothy.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Francis, thank you so much for turning up for this noble cause. I would like us to stand up. And the time you take standing up is proportional to that one. Okay, can we all be here? Yeah, our keynote speaker talked about the VUCA world that we live in, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And oftentimes we don't have the time to plan life as it happens. So I would like us to go through an icebreaker, and it's just about thinking on your feet, which is characteristic of the world we have today. We would ideally want to plan life, switch on your creative muscles. It goes like this. We're going to be going really fast. Everything you say is true. So we are going to construct around the Rotary Youth Mentoring Series, okay? And each one says a word or two. For example, today, District 9213 is launching, then the next person adds. Then the next person adds. You, whatever comes to your mind, you just say it around the subject matter until we get to the last person. Please don't take a lot of time thinking. Anything you think is right. So I will start and hand over to you, then we'll go anti-clockwise, we'll go there, then we'll go to that line until the gentleman clad in amazing Rotaract branding. Are we clear? Are the instructions clear? Yes. Okay. Today, the 5th of August, 2023.
We are launching the Rotary Mentorship series for all young people to become better and be productive in society. Master 10 for all.
Wow. Okay, let's continue.
Every first Saturday of the month. Your experience. Your life.
And be part of this series.
Not forgetting the boy child.
And everyone. With the creative skills that you shall learn. Be there.
Amazing, amazing. Please, a round of applause for all of you. We have made an amazing, amazing statement. Thank you so much. With a full
That was brilliant.
Thank you very much, Dorothy. That was a good one. Now, friends, I want to break my promise a little bit about bringing you people I want to bring you someone who is doing much more better in terms of color than myself. So this color of mine, he chose to double it. Friends, I'd like to invite District Executive Secretary Gerard Obai to introduce to us a district governor who will speak to us, because everything we are doing, the commission has to do it. And he has very good intentions for young people. He has very, I could say, extra good intentions for the boy child. Ladies and gentlemen, Gerard Obai. Trust me, you might not see him on camera, but he's going to be here.
At least the height will enable me to be seen. Friends, my presence here is to let you know who our team leader is. He has already signaled to me that he doesn't want to know him fully today, halfway today, so that you keep coming back for the subsequent series. The youth should know him fully. Our district governor had a very strong desire for community service, and that led him into joining the Rotary Club of Kampala Sese Island in 1994. So we can see for how many years he has been in Rotary. Upon joining Rotary, he realized that Rotary is about bringing out the best in us leadership-wise. And he did not shy away from taking up leadership roles in the club, serving in almost every position in the club until he became president of his Rotary Club in the Rotary year 2012-2023, when Rotary Michael was finishing his his degree at the university. But Mike, you may need to come back and answer, because our district governor says you were in primary at that time. Our district governor has served beyond the club. He has served at the district level, serving as an assistant governor twice, and also serving as chair for planning, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. And he continued to serve as the district strategic planning chair until he got to the position where he is today. He has been to school, he has studied widely, just know he's learned. I know my friend PhD Judy wouldn't want me to use that loosely, but our district governor is a learned one. Maybe not a learned friend, but a learned person. He formerly worked with the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development at Entebbe, but he realized that his skills were being underutilized, and therefore he opted for early retirement and started his own business, which currently is on both in Nkrumah and both in Nkrumah Road and Nasa Road, and it's called TTB Investments as the CEO. Our district governor is a major donor level 2 and Paul Harris Society member, which means he gives $1,000 to the foundation every year on top of other givings to the foundation. He's a family man, married to Nora, with whom they were together in high school. Have 5 biological children and 21 children of the world. One time had funny defenders. They had one blind one, a young one, a small one, and the team kept losing every now and then, so they had to sell those defenders. Now they have one called Maguire. They want to get rid of him, and that is Manchester United. I think next season they will be much better. Friends, let us welcome our district governor, Edward Kakembo Suboga, to speak to us.
Is it good morning or good afternoon? Oh, it's very alert. Good morning, friends. You know, there's a team here which is known as sometimes they call it loser pool. Then one year it was on top of it, now it's back to loser pool. At least I don't belong there. So I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here this morning. And I would like to take on this opportunity to thank our district youth chair, Charles, together with your team for putting this together. It has taken you 2 months trying to see what is best can be done. And also want to thank you so much for the choice of our lead facilitator today. There was no other better one than my young brother, who was the lead presenter today. Allow me to recognize our leaders in the house. You have seen our district executive secretary, Gerard Obai, is in the house. Someone was asking, what is GRR? In other words, you know, I never went to nursery school, so I want to make life easier. Instead of saying district representative, Governor Wato, Emmanuel Ukera, who are known as Babyface, we start to have you. Chair is in the house, Felix Chindo. Our Lieutenant Governor is in the house. David Nsoga POP, I've seen POP here. You know, I always tell people the difference between me and POP. For me, when I was growing up, I had no access to sugar. When she was growing up, she had access to sugar, so you can see the difference. It's a bit. So POP, we are so happy to have you. Governor's PA, Ethel Kayongo, we are so happy to have you. DRR, the intimidator, we are so happy to have you. Past DRR, my son. The Hope Peter presence in the house, I've seen Wanji. His name is called Wanji. We are so happy to have you. My good friends, the Rotractors, you know, you're my very good friends. I recognize you and I'm so happy to see you. You know, last Rotary year we had an amazing team. And then the amazing team we were training. Now come to the Hope Peter year. We think of the amazing team last, so allow me to recognize the first assistant governor, Judy. We are so happy to have you. Yes. Do we have guests here? Okay. I want to thank you so much for coming up with this, especially to thank the attendees. I've just checked online. We are 164 by before I came here. I think this is a recorded attendance. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for putting so much. I've been seeing a flyer for the last 2 weeks, every day. I think the mobilization has been great. I liked Tegeka, the way he summarized it up. These mentorship studies, they are so important to us, especially for the youth. He talked about something that you cannot be me, I cannot be Emma, or I cannot be P.O.P. Dorothy. Among the things he said, which got my attention was that the trend where the world is going right now. I just want to give you an example of, I don't know if you remember Kodak. Who remembers Kodak? Yes, remember Kodak? This was a powerful company, but because of technology, Kodak found itself on the negative and it collapsed. If you remember Nokia was one of the best phones the world has ever produced, but they slept on the job. And then the guys like iPhone and Samsung, they came up with new technology, so Nokia had to be swapped out. I just want to give an example of my business. I'm into printing and publication of books. But the trend, actually, the printing industry is the next Nokia or the next Kodak. So with this, I want you to take this mentorship courses very seriously. Before my industry, we used to do, those of you go to the bank, leave alone your banks in the sewer at home, in the port. Those of you who go to the bank, before 5 years ago, wherever you go, you have to fill in those forms. And those were printed by me. I was printing for about 50% of the banks in Kampala. Now they went digital. So you can imagine where I was. I had a workforce of 47 members. Right now I have 23 because of technology. So I urge you young people to take this seriously. And I want to thank Michael, for us Rotary, and we are not paid. The only thing we can say is thank you, because this mentorship seminar which you are having today, if it was to be for a commercial basis, to be the range between $300 and $400. Am I right? Yes, but having it today, young people, I want you to take it very seriously because this is a key for you. This is a key for us. We've got so many graduates every year for graduating out of the so many universities here we have in Uganda, but most of them, they end on the street. When I was growing up, for us, you were assured of a job, a white-collar job. You are going to finish university, you get a white-collar job, you don your necktie and a shoot and go to office. These days, those jobs are not there. There are so many graduates on the streets for up between 5, 7 years, 10 years looking for jobs which are not there. But if you could take up this seriously, we call it skilling. And in our district, given this Rotary year, we are looking at the boy child. One of the things we are looking at the boy child because of lack of jobs, lack of employment, they end into those behaviors, robbery, rape, murder. So we are saying this, we want to promote skilling. If you skill these people, they'll be able to earn a living, and then they refrain from making life difficult for some of us at night who don't want to work. So I want to urge you as young people, you have to be intentional. The world is looking at you. The world is looking at you. You are our leaders for tomorrow. So I want to talk about our relationship with this D9213 with the Rotractors. We work together as a team, and I want to thank our founder governor, John Magezi-Ndamira. Our district is still new. I'm the 30th governor. So when we are starting district, he said, you know what, we need to work with these people because they have to learn from us. And also, we also learn from you. Bank Chair was telling me, Governor, at your age, you are too much on social media, you are training, you are everywhere. Cuts off with these young people, we get time and sit together and say, Governor, can work So we really appreciate you. Rotarians, I want you, wherever I've been going. Yesterday, I attended the first, I had the governors visit to the club of Mtinda. I was challenging them. They have a local club. They just realized the importance of that Rotary Club. People were fishing from them. So they realized that they have to go back on the drawing board. They brought in quite a number of Rotarians, about 11 of them, and the club is doing so well. So I was telling them that we Rotarians, actually, to be honest with you, we need the Rotarians more than they need us. So as people of action, let's work together, let's support Rotary activities, and then ensure that tomorrow when we are not there, you'll be able to take over leadership of this country, of Rotary, and serve the poor and serve the world. So with those few words, I just want to wish you a successful mentorship. I'm told it's going to take 1 week. I ensure that you complete because knowledge is key. Knowledge is key, and be informed Ugandans, be informed Rotarians. It will help you, especially when you go looking for jobs to fend for yourselves and fend for your families. One of the advantages of mentorship, when I was teaching my English, I know some of us when they go to nursery school really struggle with this English. One of the things that is enhance self-esteem and confidence, especially young people, right from especially those who are living in tertiary institutions, the senior school dropouts. It also help you in the community as you go to relate with the community. So it is so important that we take it seriously. And then with those few words, guys, I just want to wish you a lovely weekend and God bless you all.
And the leadership ends in December and
okay. Hey, Alan, I don't know whether you are the architect of this. This place is extremely hot, so I feel sorry for my brother Gerard. Given his color, no wonder the guy was sweating plasma. So, ladies and gentlemen, with those few words, allow me to officially launch this mentorship program, and it is continuous up to December. Then after that, we shall transit into Rotary. I do the powers given to me. I declare this mentorship program open.
Thank you very much, District Governor EKN. Alex, please take that photo very seriously. Now, I want to tell you, for our friends that have been on call, I'll leave about these ones here. You notice that all serious people, they have a certain height. You have seen the DRR, you have seen the governor, you've seen the POP, all people with those big, you've seen myself, yours truly. All serious people have a certain height. I want to thank you for being part of this series. And I want to tell you that we are continuing. Rotarian Charles, would you want to come and announce and tell us, but before you come, let's do the Q&A. Let's have questions. Rotarian Francis, I'd like you to allow people on call who would like to unmute and ask questions to unmute. And if you're on call, please raise your hand if you'd like, if you have a question to put across. Raise your hand and our good people will allow you to speak. And we will do this in 5 minutes. We'll do this in 5 minutes.
Yes, thank you, Alan. To see my colleague has his hand up. Please go ahead and ask your question. I'm afraid, Colin, I will have to mute.
Thank you very much, the presenters. Thank you very much, the organizers.
Please go on.
Unfortunately, I have a sports gala, and that's where I'm taking from St. Gorobi. I will rush so that you can have my question. Thank you very much, the organizers. Thank you very much, the chief guest. I wanted to know, do we have anything like identity cards after us attending? How are we going to be identifying ourselves? The second one is, I'm in Bugorobi. I wanted to be directed to any Rotary club around so that I can be a member. Thank you very much.
Alan, did you hear the question?
The Rotary Club and how would they get to know themselves?
We'll attend the next sessions. Then the next one, probably we shall take it as well. It's Justus Junior. You've been unmuted. Please ask your question.
I appreciate the energy, whatever you are doing. I'm ready. It is enjoyable. It is just fun and very educative. Yes, you can hear me?
We can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you. Please go
I'm
on.
saying I am very grateful. I'm appreciating the energy. I'm appreciating the show. Yeah, really, I'm appreciating the show. Thank you very much. However, I'm thinking Rotaract Bank of youth membership mostly. I was thinking we think about talent, Rotaract talent, maybe make a Rotaract talent program that we can help to develop. As these people, they are having too much untamed energy. Yeah, personally, I have the ability to manage and promote, to manage and develop their talent, as long as we can agree. These people can sing, yeah, but we don't know. These people can shit. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have picked your concern. We don't seem to have any other person, but there's one, Nkinzi Kaila. Please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the wonderful session. I had asked my question in the chat, but I'm not sure if it has been answered yet, so I'm going to re-ask. Mine is to do with machine learning that one of the pre-current speakers spoke about. I wanted to ask what materials he uses, because I've only heard of TensorFlow so far. And also, the second question was, how can we join Refactory?
Thank you. Your question has been received. Machine learning, what materials do you use for that? And how do people join Refactory? And in the, sorry? The quick answer is just apply. You'll probably do a search online, find Refactory, and apply. The materials, I think.
Michael?
Yeah, so machine learning is software driven. We are not using machines like in a workshop. What typically happens, and I always use this example, if you're using Gmail right now, you have what you call predictive text. So if you say, how are you, it will pick the email address and probably read. If there is a David, it will bring David down, and so you don't have to type the word David. So the computer system has been aligned or programmed to learn. So the machine has learned. It has that predictive capability. So when we talk about machine learning, we're talking about software, teaching software to do things. Now, we're trying to do something in this country. If there's a lab in Makerere called Artificial Intelligence Lab, they're doing what they're calling, it's also part of machine learning called natural language processing. So we can teach a computer to hear you and know that you're speaking Lugbar. You are speaking Luganda, and then it will do the translation for you without necessarily having to do the translation. I'm sure you've seen it in other countries where with your application, you can speak to it, it will translate, the other person speaks, it translates for you. So that's machine learning. And so the material we use is code, is computer programming languages. And that is becoming, I'm pretty sure those of us who have traveled, you're seeing in some countries where check-in is now facial recognition. So you stand before a camera, it picks your digital passport details, it will show you which airline you're going in and where you're checking in, and it will get you your boarding pass. So the boarding passes, the papers are running away very soon in a number of, like in the US, those paper boarding passes are beginning to fade out. Why? Because the technology now is able to pick all this data and process it very fast. So, but I'll say to the application, how do you apply? I'll say, go onto our website. There are a number of programs. Read and see what program. So if you're just an entry starting, I'd recommend that you start with a certificate in software engineering. That's entry. Or if you're not very sure, start with the foundations program. At least that one gets you a little bit warm up, and then you can take on the certificate in software engineering. Now, there are those who will ask, but who gives you the authority to do the things in Uganda? Yeah, we've been asked. We are registered and we have a certificate of registration with the Directorate of Industrial Training. Our intention was to make software a vocational program and not just an academic program. Thank you.
Before you go, Mike, there's a related question from Gerard Ikilai. It says he would like you to comment on the future of work in relation to the emergency of artificial intelligence. Are we really going to have jobs in the future? He's worried.
For as long as we haven't been able to deliver a human brain, there will be work for human being. But if you accept to be the dormant resource, let me put it this way. If the work that you do is repetitive and doesn't require brain work, you'll be replaced. That's simple. If the work that you do is repetitive, you wake up in the morning and all you do is pick a cup, take it to someone else, a robot will do that. So get to a point where every single morning your brain is going to be in action. You will not be replaced very easily. But you will need technology to enhance your service delivery. You will need technology to enhance your service delivery. Then you can be proficient, you can be competent.
If I may project for the purposes that you use that we see Americans use, they've even taken coding and all the other languages to the LLM, large language models.
Yes.
So now, what's the perspective of our youth competing with these Americans who are using these sophisticated machinery to do work with ours who are actually sleeping, if I may say? Thank you.
So the Americans don't understand our context. They get amazed that I can pay for my water bills using mobile money. So let's spend more time trying to understand our problems and solve them using the technology, because there's a huge opportunity here. I was talking to a young man who was building a TB diagnostic kit and wanted it to be on a mobile device. And I told him, how many Americans struggle with TB? Probably none. And the way he wanted to build it was an application that you can just tap into it as an application. And I told him, boss, build it for the health facility. Why? Because when is the last time you had a cough and you thought you had TB? He himself, he has never thought that he had TB. So what I would challenge all of us is that we have very unique problems that can actually be monetized, that we can make money from. What we need is the skill. So let's acquire the competence to be in position to use that skill and then solve our problems. Just look at our education system. Our district governor was talking about printering. Just imagine if district governor, his printer was online, and I can go online, schedule my work to his printer, because I don't need to have a printer in my office. I don't need, but I still need, because there are certain organizations that still require me to submit hard copy stuff, even when we are talking about digitization. Yeah, I have organizations that I work with that are promoting digitization, but you must submit the invoice in hard copy. Does this work? Anyway, so just imagine how much I would save, that, because that's where we are heading, what we call shared services, that I don't need to have every desk in my office. You know, in some of these offices, to know that you're very important, you have a printer. And if you're second level, you're sharing a printer. I used to say it when I was still working with Macquarie. If you're a professor, you have a computer and a printer. If you're wananchi, you go and line up somewhere and print. But just imagine we had shared services and I can queue my work. And that's where we are heading. So my challenge to all of us is to see what technology can work for us. We've already seen how we've been able to solve with mobile money. And now every bank is becoming a technology company, and every telecom is becoming a technology company. We're in the same space. I thank you.
Do you take questions from non-youth?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, maybe the question I'm going to ask is related to my age. Now, in your factory, we sometimes have questions. We have equipment.
Yeah.
Say for value addition for agricultural products.
Yes.
Do you give people opportunities to actually study that kind of thing? And
so that's where we're headed to, and that is called embedded computing. So where you have software that is embedded in machinery or embedded engineering. And ideally, that is computer engineering. So you need access to hardware in order to train the young people on how to use that machinery. So I'm more than happy to have a partnership with you, because then we can create a training program that is, because I was looking for the lowest entry point, and the lowest entry point for me was to train software engineering, because all you need is a good laptop. But when it comes to computer engineering or embedded engineering, you need to have access to hardware. And that hardware, in many cases, is what really kills us. But if we have a partner, it's not a big issue. We can definitely work on that. So there you go, I have a partnership. Thank you. Alan, you didn't think I was going to walk away with a better deal.
And maybe, Alan,
I thank myself for inviting Michael, that he has gotten a partnership. It's Francis.
Yes, there's something you'll need to respond to. It's from Hassan Semambo, D9214 PR chair. He says, in short, he says Rotary and Rotaract have had such programs in the past and they have stalled. So he's asking, how are you planning to sustain this so that people don't get mentored halfway?
Thank you very much. If I go to Hassan, I have a friend on call. When someone asked for materials for machine language, he asked me whether he could supply iron bars and all that. But Michael, thank you for answering that. But also I can tell you that you have a crush on call. She asked for your number and I told her, on a serious note, I told her the guy just looks young, but he's not. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. There was a gentleman on call who asked about graphic design. He needed support along that line. I am happy to support. I don't remember the person, but I'll share my contact in the group. I am happy to support. And because this series is not just theories that we are looking at. We are going to have the theories, but we have partners that have come on board that would like to take the mentorship further. The private sector foundation has been kind enough to us, and they are identifying partners, companies, where we can have young people go not for academic internship, but I don't know how we're going to call that, but you're going to have practical work in those companies. But you're not going to go to private sector foundation and tell them I've been part of the mentorship series. We are going to tell private sector foundation that you've been part of this mentorship series, and this is what you're capable of, so that they position you right well. Talent, someone talked about talent. Now, there is something most of the youth have. Most of the youth have gone to colleges, they have graduated. It's not what we are looking about in this mentorship series. It's good you have the foundation. Now we are looking at what can you do that is tangible with your qualification. We have individuals that have offered to walk the mentorship journey with the youth. And that's why I encourage you guys on call to register. There is a registration form. Register. And in that form, we asked, what are your interests? Tell us what are your interests. This will guide us find the right mentors for you so that you can grow in your field. Hassan asked, what is the difference? Where's the sustainability plan? Now, this is sustainable in a sense that, and it's not about the Hope Creator year ending and it is done. This is bigger than the Hope Creator year, however much the Hope Creators have given us the vision. They have given us the hope that it's going to happen. And the series are going to continue. And this series, the youth service chair will tell you that they will end in 2 RILA. So RILA participants are going to be identified out of the participants of this series. And these lists will be going to your Rotary clubs because the RILAs are not going to be sponsored by, you're not going to self-sponsor yourself for RILA. We need to be sure of who we are having at RILA. We are not starting from scratch when we get to RILA. So that's why we have this mentorship series. So the mentorship is continuing, and we are inviting also mentors to come on board so that we have youth get busy. And then the other thing, what are we going to be doing in the rest of the days? Because we are saying the mentorship series, this kind will only happen once a month. What are we going to be doing for the rest of the days? No, we are not telling you to go and sleep. That's why we're telling you to register. People are going to be grouped according to their interests, and we have team leaders. So we are going to have continuing sessions in those groups. And at one point, we shall also have presentations from those groups to easily identify who is doing what, who is interested in what, how ready are they to be placed wherever we need them to be? And that's what we are talking about this time. I'd like at this juncture to invite back Charles to come and say a few words. But as Charles comes, we have many other people that have joined us. We have PDG Itho Mamawika Yongo. Please don't ask me why the PDG, but she's PDG. So you can choose the term, potential district governor, past district governor, please don't go. A number of other things. I have seen Jonathan Sekalega, an astute fundraiser who loves young people. Mark is a young man who is old. Jonathan is a young man who is old. Jonathan, please accept and you move in your age. We have a question online. Okay.
Yes, it's from Ashava Gillian, Rock Kampala, the core. And it says, what advice do you give to someone who wants to join the Rotary family, but according to their status, they feel they are not worth, but they feel they can make impact and value to the Rotary family if brought on? Ashava insisted that I ask this question.
You see, the biggest disservice you can do to yourself is not believing in yourself. Ashaba, I want to give you an answer in a very practical manner. And after I can look for you and we talk, go to my Facebook, Mukasa Alan Facebook page. Look at my pictures in 2009, 2008, 2010. And look at me today. Another person I'm going to give you is also around us, Waiswa Ali. Go to his Facebook page. Link. The Facebook page has the right details. We both of us at one point thought so, but we also believed that there was something we could offer, and that's why we are here. And the good thing is that we believe that there is something you can offer. Welcome to Rotary. Charles. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our chair, our governor, district officials. I just bring apologies. We had our guest of honor who was unable to attend because went to attend the consecration of the Bishop of Luwero Catholic Diocese. And the same time Mass was starting at 10, and that's the time we are starting. So he sends his apologies, but he insists that he needs to get another day, another time, so that he is able also to talk to the youth in this mentorship series. We shall inform the participants and to make sure that he gets a chance to talk to you and share his experience. I thank you so much. And as we wind up, let me take this opportunity to invite the governor to has a word for the district. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Charles and Alan. I would like to take this opportunity to thank for you young people, together with Charles, for thinking out of the box. We're sharing with the Lieutenant Governor. This is a very, very, very good program. And program and where we are going. Mike was saying us about the artificial intelligence. artificial intelligence is here for us unless you think out of the box. I just want to give you an example. I talked about my business, the printing industry. In the next 3 years, I'll have no business. Of course, my CV is too long. I told Gerald to keep it short in the interest of time. What am I going through? I've ventured now into agroforestry and into coffee farming and animal husbandry and things like that. So I want to thank the organizers for putting up with this. And on behalf of the district, I'm going to commit, on behalf of my 2 colleagues who are coming after me, that we are going to make sure that this one will take it on annually, because this is the way to go. Yesterday, with my team, our reduced team, LOG, DRRs and Avel was in Fort Portal. We went with the units and the senior road tractor Okwe and Mama Boy. We had a meeting with PS, Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development. Why we went there? When I started working as a governor on 1st July, we went to the remand home of Nakuru. Rotary Club of Upper Colorado, they had a project killing these people. You know, these Romandis, they are so idle. Because from 6 a.m. they are doing nothing. And you know, an idle mind thinks so many things. So some of them, by the time they leave that place, which is supposed to be a collection center, then they live there where they are actually hardcore criminals. So as people of action, we say, we want to join you the Ministry of Gender. We want to sign an MOU to ensure that you can skill these people. The bit of it, they have land where you can put some small incubation centers. We skill them with bricklaying. We skill them in motor vehicle mechanics, simple electrical engineering. That by the time we leave that collection center, they go back to the community. They can be able to find something to do. We went to Guru, actually, the remand home there. We found there 100, not Guru remand home. We found 166 Romandis. We are only 4 girls. So from there, we went to Gulu. Gulu, we found 155 Romandis. There were 3 girls. From Gulu, we went to the Queen of Arua's place. Went to Arua. We found 101 Romandis. There was no single girl. For the AG assistant governor, we had to go to camping. There were 195 Romandis. There were only 4 girls. The one AG went to Hoima. There were 104 Romandis. There was no single girl. And these boys, the age is between 7 to 17 years. But what shocked us was the gravity of the offense. Because in Arua, there were 8 on murder. And when you try to interrogate the provincial officer, said the age was between 15 and 16. In Iguru, on murder, there were 4. And then the crimes like aggravated robbery, rape, drug abuse, that is a problem in this country. So these are the programs we need to make sure that we align our youth. So on behalf of the district, I want to say thank you so much, DRR and your team, together with my team on the district team for putting this together, and we support it all the way. Thanks so much for listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say that you've been a very good audience, and I trust your time has been put to very good use. I want to tell you that on 3rd, on 2nd of September, we have very, very interesting mentors. One of them is Peter Chimbo. And then the other one I will not disclose. Be here. The conversation is continuing on the mentorship group for the series. Join in and be mentored. Ask as many questions. Douglas, at this point, I would like to ask you to open up that group so that participants can begin asking their questions on the group. Someone had asked that, how do you track my attendance? For everyone that has attended today, registration is captured, and we know that you have attended. I'd like to thank once again our district Rotary representative for being here. I was a district Rotary representative. I know what it means to be one. I know what it means to sleep less hours thinking of what to say, what to tell people for you to be relevant. He was in the Toro region and he made it here. Our district governor. I have not been a district governor, but I've related with district governors. I have moved with them. I am still praying. I need a pastor to sit on me and convince me to become a district governor. I see them doing that. But I want to thank each and every one of you, the Youth Protection Officer. Let's continue this conversation online on both the district social media handles, both Rotary and Rotary. We are going to also have international speakers, mentors that are going to join us. I might tip you that one of them might be PLO Lumumba, and a number of others that are going to join us. But before I also forget, I'd like to recognize the district Rotary representative-elect, Simeon. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. So for the team, we are going to have a group photo. We'll have one in here, and then we will have another set in the gardens. Please, welcome for the photo.
We remove this one.
Take it the other side. Take it the other side because Governor.